Good morning, everyone. Today we are working on a system of equations, solving a word problem using elimination. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through the IXL problems, just give you guys an example of what you guys are doing, and hopefully this will be helpful and not confusing. Okay, so I'm just going to read the questions. The directions first are: write a system of equations to describe the situation below, solve using elimination, and fill in the blanks. All right. So they asked us to solve using elimination. Again, in some books they call this linear combination or the additive method. So let's go and start reading the problem. At the Hillsdale ice cream parlor, one group of friends order 2 servings of ice cream and 2 small servings and 2 large servings of ice cream for $10. Okay. Another group of friends ordered 2 small servings and 1 large serving for $6. How much does each ice cream cost? So we don't know how much the small cost or how much the large serving costs. But we do know that the first group said they bought 2 small ice creams and then they bought 2 large ones and it equaled to $10. I want to make sure this makes sense to you. This algebra is not supposed to be difficult. It's not supposed to be tricky. It's just, hey, this is English. Let's translate that to a math problem. Now, will you be doing this in real life? Of course you will, right? If when you go to the market, you have to buy so many tomatoes at a price. If you're going to buy some cans, for so many at a price, how much do you walk away with at the end? What if you want to buy more cans of tomatoes? What if you want to buy more of this or more of that, right? Prices change. So your overall total changes. So I bought 2 small ice creams and I added 2 large ice creams, and this was a total of $10. Another group of friends ordered 2 small servings of ice cream and only 1 large serving of ice cream. 1 large serving of ice cream, and their total was $6. So we could guess this. We could say, oh, well, since there was only 1 more large and it cost $4 more, right? Well, large is $4. We could have done that. But instead, we're going to use our elimination method to try to solve these problems. So take a look here. I see S and L. Do S and L's cancel out? Plus 2, that's plus 4. That does not cancel out. So if you remember elimination, we just add, we stomp downwards, right? We bring them down. And as you can see that 2 plus 2 is 4. Those do not eliminate. And 2 plus 1 is 3. Those do not eliminate. So what we're going to do instead, we're going to change them. And if you remember what I did to change them, I said, hey, if I can make 1 plus 1 minus, they would cancel out. So I'm going to actually make the bottom negative. So you could do a parentheses if you want and write a negative in the front. We're going to multiply this by a negative. And when I multiply by a negative, I'm going to flip the signs. That becomes a -2 and a -1. So take a look here. Instead of writing the whole problem, if it's just a sign change, I'm just going to put the signs on top. This is really a -2. Is everyone okay with me saying that's -2? And this is a -1L, and this is a -6. Okay, so I just wrote the sign on top to save myself some time. Now let's go ahead and stomp down. 2 minus 2. What's 2 minus 2s? That becomes 0. Totally canceled out. Gone. See you later. What about 2 minus 1? 2 minus 1 is just 1L. What is 10 minus 6? 10 minus 6 is 4. And that's what we had guessed. We had guessed that the large was $4. Now that we solved for the large, $4, we have to solve for the small. We can pick any equation we want. I'm going to pick the second one. 2s plus L equals to 6. I chose it because it was a little less work. It was less numbers. 2s plus L. We said L. We know what L is. That's going to be 4 already. Equals to 6. 2s. We're going to minus 4 to both sides. Equals to 6 minus 4 is 2. Right? 4 minus 4 cancel out. We're moving it over. Then now divide both sides by 2 because we're solving for s. S is equal to 1. So the small ice cream costs $1 and the large ice cream costs $4. Let's double check. If I wrote 2 small ice creams plus 2 large ice creams, would that add up to $10? We said S was 1 and L was 4. That's 2 plus 8 is 10. Yep, 2 plus 8 is 10. 10 equals to 10. So this idea of solving for a situation given these equations, we could do that. 2 variables, 2 equations. Okay. Hopefully didn't find that too daunting. Now, again, you have to try this on by yourself, and you have to try it a couple times to make sure your brain thinks this is important. If you just do this a couple times and you're not paying attention, it's not going to long-term memory, and you're going to forget the next day. But please really try this out, because it's not that difficult. Oftentimes, again, it's just like jumping in a pool. We just have to jump in. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and plug it in. We said it was going to be 1. And nope, of course it thinks it's an I. 1, and we said it was going to be 4. Okay, that's it. Good job. And we're right at 20 already. Great. Okay, let's do our next problem. Hopefully you didn't think that was too difficult. Okay, a Boy Scout troop is selling Christmas trees at a local tree lot. In the morning, they sold 10 Douglas firs. So a Douglas fir is a type of very popular Christmas tree, as well as another one, noble fir. There's actually like 3 of them that they sell at Home Depot, for instance. Okay, so the Douglas fir, they sold 10 Douglas fir trees, and they sold 15 noble fir trees, earning a total of 1,320. Okay, 10 Douglas firs. I'll use the letter D for that. And then they also sold 15 noble firs, and they made a total of 1,320. Okay, that's the equation. I sold so many Douglas, so many nobles, and they added up to 1,320. In the afternoon, they sold 10 Douglas firs. Wow, these still a lot. And they sold 6 noble. They earned a total of $744. Now, how much does each tree type cost? Okay, as you can see, this is another system of equations. We're seeing, do any of these guys match up? Does the Douglas or the nobles look like we can use them to cancel out? So remember, in the system of when we're solving using elimination, or we always combine downward, I can see that 10 and 10 should cancel out if one of them was negative, if only one of them was negative. All right, let's make it negative then. I want to make the bottom negative. So if you take a look, I'm going to multiply both sides by a negative. And when I do that, I want to change the top, see right inside negative. Just I'm going to flip the signs. The reason why I write the parentheses is because oftentimes kids forget to multiply everyone by a negative. That's really the reason why I do that. Okay, let's go ahead and combine it. We have 10, and let's see, that's a negative 10 now, right? That's a negative 10. So 10 minus 10, gone. We have no more Douglas firs. Now 15 minus 6 is going to be 9n, is equal to now 1,320 minus 744. Is there a way for me to do that quickly? That's 356, is that right? No, what am I doing? Not 300. Okay, let's go ahead and borrow a 1 here for our 10. 10, that becomes a 6. That becomes 11. We're borrowing 10 there. That becomes 10 minus 4 is 7. Now we have a 2. That's 12. 12 minus 7 is 5. 576. If you do want to double check it, we can add them back up. And it looks pretty good. Okay. Now we're going to divide both sides by 9. I'm solving for n. Let's divide both sides by 9. Now I'm going to use some long division here because I don't know how many times this goes into it. 9 goes into 56. The best I can do is 54. That's 6 times. That's 36. 9 goes into 36 4 times. N is equal to $64. Wow, these trees are expensive. All right, so let's go ahead, and now that we solved for our noble firs, the price of noble fir is $64, we gotta go back and plug it in to solve for the other value. So 10d plus, let's use the second one because the numbers are smaller, 6n equals to 744. So we're going to say 10D, because we don't know what our D's are, but we do know what our N's are. N's are 64, 744. Okay, let's multiply 6 by 64. That's 10D plus 6 times 64 is 360 plus 24 is 384 equals to 744. You can use a calculator if you want to. I just said 6 times 60 is 360 and 6 times 4 is 24. And then let's finish this up. Minus 384 minus 384. Again, you can use a calculator for this. 10D is equal to, if I subtract those out, we end up with 0, borrow 1 is 4, it becomes a 6, that 6 becomes a 3, 360. So D is equal to, I'm going to divide both sides by 10, divide by 10. The zeros cancel out. We're left with 36. Okay, so our Douglas firs are $36, and our Noble firs, almost twice the price, is at $64. People like the Nobles better. Nobles look more Christmas tree-ish. Nobles are 64 and our Douglas are 36. Douglases are cheaper. I think we had a Douglas tree this year. Okay, 36 and 64. Okay. Here we go. 36, 64. 36 and 64. All right, let's see how that worked. The numbers were bigger in that problem, but all the skills were exactly the same as our previous problem. Okay, let's continue this exercise. Hopefully you guys are taking notes along with me. Really, that's what you guys are supposed to be doing. I'm doing these. I'm slowing down doing these problems so that you guys can have time to catch up and process. Okay, the camp counselor for a summer day camp sometimes buys a lunch for her campers at a nearby fast food restaurant. On Monday, she purchased 8 hamburgers, kids meals, okay, 8 hamburger kids meals, and 9 chicken nugget kids meals for a total of $77. How do you guys feel about this? Me writing this equation, was it super hard? We have 8 times some type of hamburger price and 9 times some type of chicken price, and this added up to $77. On Thursday, she spent $42. Okay, she spent $42, but she bought 8 hamburger kids meals. Okay, again, and she bought 2 chicken nugget kids meals. How much of each type? How much does each type of meal cost? Now, do you guys see which variable you want to cancel out? Hopefully, you see that the h's should cancel out, but not right away because they're both positive, right? These word problems give me positive. How would there be a negative 8 hamburger meals, right? So we're going to go ahead and flip that sign upside down by multiplying both sides by a negative. Negative to one side, negative to the other. That means this becomes a negative 8 and a negative 2, and that's a negative 42. Okay. And make that negative 42 inside, right? So these notations, instead of me having to write negative 8h minus 2c equals to negative 42, you could rewrite it, right? And when the problem gets harder, rewrite it, sure. But I can write these little notations so I don't have to rewrite everything. Now, on your work, let me focus on this. If I see your work and you make no notations at all and it's a harder problem, you have to show the work. Again, you must show the work. If you don't show the work, I think you're cheating. And if you show these little notation changes, that's good enough for me. I can see that, hey, 8 minus the 8, I can see that. That's going to be a 0. 9 minus 2 is 7c. And 77 minus 42, that's going to be 5. And 3, that's going to be 35. Divide both sides by 7. Try and clear out the c. C is equal to 5. Hopefully you guys have noticed that 5 times 7 is 35. Now that we solved for our chicken nugget meal, let's go back and solve for the hamburger. Again, you can use either of these equations to solve for it. Let's use the bottom one. 8 8h plus 2c equals to 42. We know that c is 5. 8h plus 2 times 5 equals to 42. 8h plus 10 equals to 42 because 5 times 2 is 10. All right, now this is back to first day algebra problems. Do I get rid of the 8 or the 10? Which variable is farther? We're going to get rid of the 10, so minus 10 to both sides. 8h equals to 10. 42 minus 10 is 32. Hey, great, I can divide 8 by 32. We know this answer is 4. Whoops. H is equal to 4. So we know the chicken meals cost, chicken meals, hamburger meals are $4 and $5 respectively. Now, just to make sure that's right, I can always plug it in. We said we bought 8 meals for $4 the first day on Monday, and we bought 5 meals for $9 on the second day, on the first day still. Does that add up to $77? 32 plus 45, that's $77. Yes, just to double check to make sure I got this 100% correct. Now, using system equations solves those problems where you have values you don't know. You don't know what these values are, but you have a couple of situations. Now, when does this come, like when is this important for us? Like, it's just a way for us to solve values in which we don't know. I can imagine code breakers using this. Okay, so we said it was going to be 4 and 5. Let's go ahead and plug those in. Four and 5. Oh my goodness, it thinks I'm writing in Chinese. I don't know why. Okay, 4 and 5. Here we go. That's right. So let's see what number we're on. 50 already, so we're almost there. So you guys are, the goal is to get to 70. That's the goal. Goal is to get to 70. Okay, two brothers went shopping at the back to school sale where all shirts were the same price. Over the same price, yeah, and all shorts too. The younger brother spent $112. Wow, he spent $112 on 8 shirts, and darn it, they're both S's. 8, let's put t-shirts. T for shirts, for t-shirts, and for S for shorts. So T is shirts, and S is shorts. The older brother purchased 8 new shirts also, and 8 shorts. And this can turn out to be $184. So as you can see, these IXL problems, they're level 2. They're level 2 elimination problems. Well, what I call level 2, because we have to change only one thing. Change it to a negative sign. Okay, here we go. Change this to a negative. We're negative, 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 and negative. So 8t minus 8t is 0. 4 minus negative 8 is negative 4. And 112 minus 184 is going to be 72. Okay, a negative 72. Now, if you were paying more attention, you might have, if I was paying more attention, I might have put the negative on top. That probably would have been easier because those numbers were smaller. But it's okay. Live and learn. Divide both sides by negative 4. S is equal to, how many times does 4 go into 7? 1, remainder 3. 4 goes into 32 8 times. That's how I divide. And negative negative become positive. So the shirts were $18. Wow. So the shirt, no, sorry, S was shorts. So the shorts were $18 each. Let's go and figure out what the t-shirts were. Let's use one equation on top. 8t plus 4s, which is $18. This equals to 112. Because we know what the shorts are now. So 8t plus, okay, 4 times 18 is 40. 4 times 10 is 40. 4 times 8 is 32. This is $72. So let's get rid of the 72, get rid of the 72. 8t equal to 40. So t, divide both sides by 8, t is equal to 5. So the shirts were $5. And the shirts were $5. So $5 and $18. So our point is that when we're working with word problems, we first have to translate that to an equation. From that equation, we can see, hey, can I use a tool, whether it's graphing, substitution, or elimination, to then solve this problem? And again, we've done this for graphing, we've done this for substitution, and now we're doing it for elimination. Okay. All right. So $5 and $18. Let's confirm that answer. 5 and 18. All right. Let's submit. And that's it. Okay, we're at 60 already. All right, so the last 4 problems are pretty much the same as this. So please go ahead and spend the rest of the time working on your IXL. Thank you very much.